Do white people experience racism? Where? Yeah. Y'all know where we're going.
Create a professional logo that best reflects your
Fucking
brand.
YouTube ads and shit. Blase,
Just
blase.
go to Wix Logo Maker.
Where my
Answer
fucking
a few
headphones at?
questions about your business and style.
Get the fuck out my
Middle
face.
ground.
Alright. Do white people experience racism? Disclaimer. This is a B disclaimer. Fuck the Jubilee disclaimer. B, me, Brandon, whatever the fuck you want to call me. Brandon is a friend of all race, everybody, but not the bad people, not the bad people. You know what I mean? But like every race, religion, able body, disabled. I don't give a fuck, nigga. As long as you cool, you got a cool vibe or some shit, we can hang. Me, I am a black Christian man. But if you a white fucking Jewish nigga, I don't care. Like, nigga, do you fucking like Naruto, nigga? Do you fucking like Dragon Ball, nigga? Do you have a good music taste, nigga? I don't discriminate. I don't give a fuck what you are. But also, certain people just can't speak on certain things if you've never experienced it or something, or if you don't have to constantly go through it or learn about it, or at least try to learn about it before you try to speak on it. Don't just come into the shit unexperienced or unknowledgeable. You feel me? That's the fuck all I gotta say. If you racist, fuck you. If you sexist, fuck you. Colorist, fuck you, nigga. If you don't like somebody just because they're Christian, fuck you. If you don't like somebody because they're Jewish, fuck you. If you don't like somebody because they're gay, straight, or bi, nigga, fuck you, nigga. And that's that, nigga. Let's get into the fucking video.
Is a social experiment that brings humans with opposing beliefs or experiences together. These discussions may contain viewpoints that are the result of misinformation. Remember to seek out experts and to be critical of your own biases while forming an opinion. Please see the humanity in each participant, and as always, we encourage empathy.
Two things can be true. You can have had a very hard time. Privilege is not just limited to white people, but to say white privilege doesn't exist from a historical context, to me, is respectfully absurd.
Okay. Yeah, because we all know white privilege is a thing, of course.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. White people also experience racism.
Step forward. I feel like everybody should step forward because any race can experience racism. Because let's look at it. Come here. Let me knowledge you on some shit. Come here, nigga. Sit your ass down, nigga. Pay attention. Class is in session. Nigga, I don't have my glasses. Nigga, I gotta wait for them to ship my fucking glasses and shit. But nigga, how the fuck do you spell racism? Your teacher's not fucking dumb. Okay, shut the fuck up. Racist dictionary definition. A racist adjective characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Here, of course, like typically, because it's more common. Yes, I wear glasses. I just got contacts in. So typically, one that is a minority or marginalized. That's only because we most commonly see racism in, towards people of a minority. or a marginalized community, like black people in America, or Indian people in America, or Jewish people, or something like that, or like Asians in America, because we know white people are the majority for right now. But against a person, but on the basis of the membership or in a particular racial or ethnic group. So that means just if anybody is fucking discriminated against just because they're fucking, whatever their color is or whatever their belief is, that's a type of discrimination, nigga. If I don't like you just because you're white and I start to discriminate against you and start taking shit away from you and start treating you differently just off the basis that you're white, nigga, that means I'm racist. That means you're a victim of racism right now. So anybody, a racist is a person who is prejudiced against or antagonistic towards a people basis on the membership in a particular racial ethnic group. Again, that just means if somebody is a dick to you, a bitch to you, just because you're white, black, or Asian, or whatever, doesn't matter which race. If somebody outside of that race is a bitch to you, just because of your skin color, that means they're racist and you're experiencing racism. You are experiencing racism. So yeah, you can be racist of white people. So, moral of the story, don't be a dickhead.
I think racism is definitely not a one race against the other. It goes all ways. It doesn't matter if you're white, if you're black, if you're Asian, it doesn't matter. You could experience racism no matter what color your skin is.
I think that people have a propensity to kind of have an aversion towards what's different from them. I've been called a cracker before. I've been told I was going to get beaten up because I was white. I would argue that on a systemic level, white people don't experience racism the same way a lot of other races experience racism.
Yeah, on a systematic level, she's spitting right now. Because on a systematic level of how shit is set up in America and what certain people can do and the privilege and the push they have in this fucking country to get into higher places, white people have that. Like they benefit from that more. More shit is in place to stop other races from getting to that high point than it is for white people. You feel me?
But I would say on an individual level, any group is
But on a personal, just I'm right here and you are right here and you're white, but my other person is right here and they're black, and I say fuck you because you're white, and I treat y'all two differently just off race, that you can call me a fucking racist.
Of being racist towards another group as well.
So the argument against this position frequently is that racism is a system, not a sentiment in the United States. And I agree with that really strongly, but at the same time I'm Jewish and racially white and have definitely experienced racism, discrimination. The paradox is that most of that racism is coming from white people or European society, white nationalism, etc. that's directed at Jews. So I'm Dane and I'm Jewish. I'm proud of being Jewish and being connected to an ancient religion and culture, but I'm not proud to be white, I would say. White privilege, I think, is an aspect of American society. I think it exists. When I go to a job interview, I don't have to worry about...
White privilege definitely does exist, and that's the thing. A lot of people deny it, even though they're living in it. They benefit from it, and that's why they deny it, because they don't want to admit that it's real. They don't want to admit that white privilege is real.
My hairstyle, or the way I normally speak, or my name, and that's something perhaps a black person would have to worry about.
Can they disagree a step forward?
Hey, James done got real quiet. Who the fuck is this nigga? Who's this new nigga on the box, G? And then this nigga's fucking whispering in my fucking ear. Who the fuck is this nigga? Hey, James done got real fucking quiet ever since we started this video. Hey, James. Hey, you got hey, you got something you trying to tell us? Hey, who's this nigga on my fucking screen? All right. Back to the video.
So I just want to say that I want to validate everyone's individual experiences. I do also believe that white people experience bias, prejudice, but the reason I did not step forward is because, by definition, racism is tied to power and economics.
Shut the fuck up. Okay? You're about to be one of those black people that's like, I get what you're saying, but you don't go through it. You don't experience racism because you wasn't a slave. Racism is not only tied to black people, not only aimed at black people. And by definition, you want to go by fucking definition. What she said? What the fuck did she say?
About systemic discrimination. I don't economics. Racism is tied to power and economics.
No, the fuck it is not. Racism, by definition, racism is not tied to power and economics. By definition, racism is tied to being prejudiced towards somebody on the basis of their fucking membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. That's what racism is. Now, you are maybe talking about systemic. Don't judge. I'm fucking going. Don't judge me about how I'm spelling shit right now. It's just because I'm not focused on spelling. I'm just focused on getting it up here. Systemic racism. That's what's fucking in fucking economics and shit. Systemic racism. Institutional. Am I good? I'm fucking great, James. I'm fucking amazing. It's just shit like this. I don't know why I put myself through shit like this and watch shit like this, because like I know I'm finna get heated. I know I'm finna like get loud and shit like that. But unequal treatment, that's what systemic racism is. Systemic racism is rooted in the systematic shit and the economical shit and shit like that. Systemic racism and racism is not the same fucking thing, my nigga. And I can call you my nigga because you are my nigga. You're one of us. You look like me, nigga. You are a sister. You're a sister, but shit. Sometimes y'all gotta think, y'all gotta get out of black people are the only victims. Yes, black people are one of the biggest victims, and we gotta fight for our rights and shit, and still shit like that. But also, we have to open our eyes to the world around us. We're not the only ones.
Systemic discrimination. I don't feel white people experience racism by definition and by actual concept.
What is the definition of racism and who wrote that definition?
In the late 1500s, early 1600s, there was slavery. They started bringing over slaves, but there was really...
Man, hold on, because maybe she's looking at a different definition. My computer came with a default Bing browser, so let me go to Google. Because maybe I'm bugging. Oh, wow. No, I'm not. Hey, look at that. The same damn definition of fucking racism. maybe, maybe, maybe she's looking at the Webster dictionary. Maybe she's looking at the Webster dictionary. Merriam-Webster fucking dictionary of racism. I believe that a race is fundamentally determinant of human race and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. Okay, this is probably where she got her fucking definition from. Because that word right there, superiority. But that's the thing. A lot of black people believe that they are more superior to white people. So once again, you can kind of say that white people experience racism. Or maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm bugging again. Maybe she went to dictionary.com. We're gonna go through all the fucking dictionaries, okay? Cause I wanna see the one where she got that shit from. A belief or doctrine that inherent differences among the various human racial groups determine cultural and or individual achievement, usually involving the idea that one's own race is superior and has the right to dominate others, or that a particular racial group is inferior to others. Okay, I can kind of see how she got what she got, how her thinking came from, these two dictionaries. I can kind of see. I think we should go to one more. Anyone can be a victim of racism. Thank you, James. Anyone can be, by definition of all these, anybody can be a fucking victim of fucking racism. We're going to go to the Oxford Dictionary. Y'all, I bet y'all didn't know there was an Oxford Dictionary. But yeah. Racism. The unfair treatment of people who belong to a different race, violent behavior towards them. A victim of it. The belief that some races are better than others. So, if I believe that me as a black person, I'm better than you just because you're fucking white, that's racism towards you. Anybody can be a victim of racism. And that's just that, honestly. Anybody can be a victim of racism.
No concept of classifying people in terms of race. It's just we're bringing these people over and they're slaves. What ended up happening is some of the slave owners who were white started mixing with some of the slaves. And now here you have these black people that look like the people that are owning things. So they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. The theory of race was formed to classify a group of people who would be lesser than and have less economic power, and this would be imposed against them for hundreds of years. So that has not been the white experience in this country, but it does not invalidate the things that white people experience. It's just not racism by definition. Is it prejudice? Is it bias? Is it wrong? Yes.
No. By definition, yes, white people have been racist to us because they've been led to believe and then forced us to believe that they were better than us. But also, as time went on, that started to fade away. And now it's like, okay, just as a person, if I'm black, like anybody can think like this. An Asian can think like a Chinese person, a Japanese person, a Filipino person, an India person, a white person, a black person. Anybody can think like this. But like, she's not saying anything about the topic for real. She's just trying to connect everything to slavery. And that's the thing. They keep trying to connect everything to slavery. Let's talk about now. Because I, as a black person, can tell a white person, I'm better than you. And that's because I can sit out in the sun longer than you because I'm black. Then that's racist towards them. Yes, there is a whole system of racism still in the United States right now. Still in America right now. That, yes, goes all the way back to slavery and Jim Crow laws and shit and the civil rights movement and shit like that. The 1920s, 1960s, 40s, 1860s, 1850s, the 1700s. It goes all the way back to then. The 1400s. It goes all the way back to then. But also, we can't act like we are just saints to them because we were slaves and they weren't. Okay? We can't act like we are the necessarily just people who have never done wrong, because we have done wrong to innocent people just because of the color of their skin. That there are people who are racist to people just because of the color of their skin, and they're not white. They're somebody of color. I'm not saying that to be a Uncle Tom or Uncle Orcas or some shit. I'm just saying that to be fucking real. Because I know that we are the majority. I mean, we are the minority. And of course, we experience racism way more. And I'm not saying we don't. But I'm also saying that you can't say that white people don't experience racism. Because racism does not just go back to the 1400s. Racism still goes back to 2021. January 2022. Now, where, yeah, there are still a lot of racist white people, but there are also racist black people, racist Asians, racist Filipinos. Like, because it's not just because, oh, I'm this one race, so I'm instantly good. No, there are people in every race who are bad. There are extremists in every race. There are extremists in every gender, every sexuality. There are extremists in every fucking group there is. Every hierarchy, like every class, economical class of people, the high class, middle class, and the lower class. There are extremists in there who feel like, oh, because this other person is in this other group, they aren't the same as me, and I gotta treat them worse than how I would treat somebody in my same group. There are people like that in every fucking group, no matter what it is. No matter if it's based off sexuality, economical status, skin color, religion, shit like that. There's just bad people and good races. Like, there are bad people in good groups. There are bad people associated with good people. And that's just because no matter what it's like, there are going to be bad people in the world.
Mine is simple. If one person treats another person differently because of the color of their skin, to me, that's racism. I will tell you that I was stopped by the police plenty of times when I was a young man. And I will also tell you that I then decided to spend 35 years as a policeman. I'll tell you that I stopped lots of kids coming home from school. Depending on who it was that I stopped, the first thing out of their mouth would be, you only stopped me because I'm black. And I would say, you're driving a sports car with a back window that's this big, I can't see who's driving, and I stopped you because you're doing 95 and a 55. I had no idea who I was pulling over until I stopped you. Now, if I treat you differently
because you're black,
then I'm a racist.
See, again, he's putting facts. Like, if he treats that black kid differently because he's black, then he's fucking racist. But if he's just pulling that nigga over because he was going fucking 95 in a fucking school zone, then he's doing his fucking job as a fucking police officer, as a member of the fucking law enforcement. Hey, nigga, you supposed to be doing 25. fucking 15 when that fucking light is on, nigga. 15 when that fucking light is flashing. Nigga, you doing fucking 95. You're doing like over fucking 5 times that. Nigga, I have to pull you over. It's my fucking job. Like, we are. This is one thing. I'm gonna get fucking hate for this. But one thing black people do is play the victim card a lot. Which, you know what? I'm not saying I'm not saying they don't have the right to, because a lot of times we are the victim in bullshit. Like the dude that just got shot. They shot at the dude 90 times for a traffic stop. He wasn't going for a weapon, nothing. But when he got out of the car and tried to run for his life because they was pulling guns on the nigga, they shot at him 90 times. And 60 of those times he got hit. That's unnecessary. That's racist. And he's a victim of racism. So that's, yes, you can play the fucking victim card then. But if a police officer stops you, and just because he's white, you play the victim card then, now you're just being a bullshitter. You're just doing bullshit because you can. Because it's the norm for when a white person to pull over a black person, it's the norm for something racial to happen. It's the norm for a black person to say, oh, you're being racist to me, because a lot of times we do have to worry about racial shit happening to us at like just dealing with the police, because a lot of times we have seen it and we have to worry about that a lot. So people will get away with playing the victim card when they're not even being victimized. And that's kind of bullshit. Because a lot of times, that man is just trying to do his fucking job, man. He got kids he's trying to go back home to. He's just trying to provide for them. And he's also looking out for the safety of the other civilians out in the world. And you going a 95 in a fucking school zone can honestly leave a fucking mother without a fucking child. So he has to pull you over. Like, cause you are in the wrong. But I get if he pulled you over and then he seen you were black, and after that he treated you differently to how he would treat a white person going 95, and he just asked for the license registration and then give him a fucking ticket, but he pulled you out the car, threw you on the hood of the car, fucking put you in handcuffs, and like threw you in the back of the cop car. That's different. Then you were able to say racism, or he pulled his gun on you saying you're a threat even though you weren't. That's different. That's racism. You can say he's being racially biased. But if he's not doing that and he's just pulling you over, giving you a speeding ticket because you're doing 95 in a fucking 25 in a fucking school zone, then he's doing his fucking job. And like, you can't play that, oh, you're only pulling me over because I'm black card. No, he's pulling you over because you're in the fucking wrong. And you're putting other people's lives in danger by being a fucking dumbass on the road.
But if I write you the same ticket that I was going to write you before I knew who was behind the wheel, I'm not.
So I'm glad you used that example, and I want to commend you for your service for our country. But I do want to say, because I've actually taught classes for the LAPD and for their cadets about these issues. But what I can say, which is a statistic, and which is also a fact, is that 60% of our prison population is African American.
Different issue.
See,
yes,
that's a different issue. That is something that is, devolved in racism and systematic racism. But his example was, if I pull you over and you're black and I treat you differently for that, then I'm being racist. But if I'm pulling you over and I give you the same fucking ticket I was planning on giving you before I even seen you were fucking black with your 5% sense that you're not even supposed to legally have, then that's perfectly fine. He's just doing his fucking job. If he pulls a white person over and he gives them the same fucking ticket he was finna give you for doing the same fucking shit that you just did, then he's not racist. He's just doing his fucking job. But if a white person is doing a fucking 100 in that same fucking 25, or 150 in that same fucking 25, and he lets them go with a fucking warning while you get a ticket or get put in jail, then he's being fucking racist. That's racial bias. But you're bringing up a whole different, like, right, James? She's bringing up a whole different situation that's actually rooted in racism to make him seem like he's in the wrong.
Let me finish, please. Is African American males, right? When you go into a system and you are kept in that system and you're...
And I get what she's saying, because, yes, the shit, jails are made to collect colored people, collect black people, bring the population down, and shit like that. And so we are like 32% of the U.S. population is African Americans and Hispanics. But half of the fucking prison system being fucking filled up with African Americans and Hispanics, that's some shit rooted in racism, because there's a system that's made to keep us in there. And once we get out, there's a system that's made to bring us back into there. So yes, she's right in saying that the prison system is rooted in racism, but she's not right in saying he's racist for stopping that person.
Cycle through probation and there is a systematic sequence of oppression. That's not happening to white males. So it's bigger than just the stop itself. It's the system. My name is...
See, you're bringing in a whole different situation. You're bringing in the whole prison system that is rooted in racism versus this one law enforcement man, this one policeman who stopped somebody because they're going 95 in a school zone. One is just a person doing their job, protecting citizens and protecting, like, also the person driving, while the other one is actually rooted in keeping a certain person, a certain type of person, from becoming, you know, something big in a country. Like, and keeping a certain person locked up in one place. That's two different situations.
Sierra, I'm an actor, a speaker, and a human rights activist.
What, she's an actor?
I'm very proud to be African American, to be Black. The challenges that come with being Black, also being a Black woman, are very real. I'm at a place in my life where I'm acknowledging these things are real. Discrimination is real. The systematic oppression of Black people is very real.
Yes, and what she's saying is the challenges of Black people is real. The systematic racism is real. Yes, I agree with that. I know that. I've known that since I was little. This shit is not made for us, man. This shit is not made for the people of my skin tone. But to say that everything they do, everything that somebody of a different race, the race of my shirt right now, everything somebody of this color does is racist, is not. That's not true. And I don't see it as a black versus white thing. I see it as a human thing, as a human rights thing, man.
But I will succeed in spite of that.
The police force is foundationally racist.
I want to start off by saying I don't think that every cop out there today is racist.
Same.
I think there are a lot of them who are really doing good work.
Yeah, everything she's saying, unfortunately, is real. So she's bringing up facts but she's bringing up facts to a different situation. She's not bringing up facts for the topic. And I don't believe that every cop is bad. That's why I was siding with old dude. But the police force itself, that's a different situation. Because it's also like, I don't know how to exactly put it into words, but not every policeman is racist, but the police force as a whole isn't, particularly good. You feel me? That's why I say I don't trust the police, but if there's like an emergency or something, I'm going to call the cops. I'm not saying like I'm a snitch or something, but say if somebody's trying to break in my house, I'm going to call the fucking cops or something after I beat the nigga ass. But like, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
I know from the establishment of the policing in the United States that is directly from the slave catchers who were hired to catch runaway slaves and bring them back home.
Yeah, I agree that all cops aren't racist. I had plenty of interactions with police that were fine, but I was told by a former police officer who was, a cop who decided he didn't want to do that anymore, that, the training is pretty much specialized for only colored people.
See, there you go. The training, that's how you put it. Okay, so not the person behind the badge is not racist, but the badge itself and what comes with it is devolved and is more than likely devolved in racism. They are more likely trained for, what's up, King Dismal, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Do you play COD? Not really. I haven't played COD in a hot minute since you know what? I'll check it. I'll probably get back into it when the new Modern Warfare comes out. I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, some black officers are racist because they're trying to impress the white people. They're trying to make it up to the white cops because they know that's how they're going to get up in life. They have to appeal to the white man. But also, the person behind the badge is probably not racist, but what comes with that badge is more than likely devolved in racism. You feel me? I want to show you a minute of my preview. Hey man, I appreciate you for coming to the stream and stuff and want to shout yourself out, but we're kind of on one specific topic and shit like that. So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe, but let's keep it to the what we're on right now. If let's say I ask, hey, what y'all want to check out, or y'all want me to check out anything real quick, then yeah. But right now we're on this topic. But like I was saying, damn, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, the badge itself, the training and the shit and the police force itself is probably devolved, like not devolved, but indulgent in some racist themes. Like they're probably trained for some racist shit, you feel me?
Especially black people, that if you're around them, they're the most dangerous, so you have to act in certain situations or react in certain situations,
I think I just really want to emphasize that I really think that there are some officers who are white that don't even believe that they're doing anything that may be racially motivated because they're simply doing what they were taught to do.
I come from a police family, and I'd like to add they do offer diversity trainings in the academy. So either it needs to be more extensive, or maybe we need to take it a step back and fix the selection process, because that process could be inherently racist. Hello, my name is
Exactly.
Nora, and I am Black.
It's just the
I'm
process
proud
of
my race
becoming a
because when I look back
police
historically-
officer and the training and the selection. That shit is probably devolved in, like indulgent in racism and shit like that. But the person behind the badge, the person behind the vest, the person in the cop car, actually, he's probably not racist at all, bro. He's just doing his fucking job, man.
At what people of my heritage have gone through, and to see where we are now, it's remarkable, and it definitely pushes me.
He probably joined the police force just to say, oh, he wants to save lives. He wants to help people. Because if I joined the police force, that's what I would be joining for. Not to stop a certain kind of people or have power over people. I joined the police force just to help people, man.
Need to continue to be resilient and innovative as they were.
Take care of your skin.
Who the fuck is this nigga? Fucking ads, bro.
Oh my guy, it's not even that hard. Oh my god.
Alright, so how y'all doing?
No. If you're struggling.
How y'all doing? Y'all straight. Everybody cool. Everybody straight. Hey, somebody should clip that. I ain't gonna lie.
Historically, people formed groups, villages. Some people were hunters, some people were farmers, and then you had whoever was gonna protect the group. And over hundreds of years, thousands of years, whatever it is, that's how we wind up having cops, firemen, armies, and navies. Community policing as a theory is a good idea. As a practice, it has some hiccups.
See, there you go. Oh shit, the video is fucking playing it. I'm stuck on this fucking screen. My dumb ass. Whatever, man. We're gonna go back.
Firemen. And then you had villages. Historically, people formed groups, villages. Some people were hunters, some people were farmers, and then you had whoever was gonna protect the group. And over hundreds of years, thousands of years, whatever it is, that's how we wind up having cops, firemen, armies, and navies. Community policing as a theory is a good idea. As a practice, it has some hiccups. When I show up at your house because you and your husband got into it and he beats you up and I'm friends with him. So do I want to take him to jail? He's my friend. Or I live in the same neighborhood and I go deal with some guy who's a really bad dude and he says, I know where you live, I know where your kids are. So to some degree, we have to have a little separation. This is gonna get into a hot button topic.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. This nigga Jimmy spitting, bro. Jimmy is spitting on the behalf of white people. She's spitting on the behalf of She's spitting on behalf of biracial people. And she's spitting more on the side of black people. She can spit on the side of black people, but she's not spitting to the topic. Like she's saying factual shit. All the shit she's saying is real shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like shit I know is real and true, but she's not staying on topic enough for me to say she's spitting. Like she has more of her own agenda that she's trying to show. So what she's saying is right. What she's saying is true, but it's not sticking to the topic. I should really go on here, but I live in Georgia, not California. I think this is filmed in Cali. Man, if I lived in Los Angeles, I'd be on here. I wouldn't mind. I feel like I would get heated though.
But I will tell you that, when I watched the horrible video of George Floyd, I will tell you that I can justify many of the things that happened, but I cannot justify 9 minutes on his neck or back. But what I can also tell you is I, as a policeman, and this is my personal opinion, only 2, the officer who was on him for 9 minutes, he probably spent too much time in the same neighborhood dealing with the same problems over and over again.
And there you go. Look. He just brought up one of the fucking James, bro. We finna you ready for this shit? Finna say the most factual shit ever. I gotta grab the mic for this shit. Here's the problem with the police force. Here is the problem with the police force. The police force, they send out officers to places, or they have officers deal with shit that they've never dealt with in their life. And what I'm saying is, this white suburban raised Catholic Christian man behind this badge has only dealt with people from his white populated Catholic Christian suburb people from where he's raised. So when you take him and put him in a way more highly like that place, you got a few rocks thrown through windows type shit. You got a few noise complaints over there type shit. But when you take that same police officer and put him in a more intense neighborhood where people have to do shit just to get by for one day, a more dangerous neighborhood where shit could pop off at any second, a more dangerous, a more high intense, low class neighborhood with people who do not look like him, talk like him, walk like him, anything. He's gonna be on edge. He's going to fear. He's going to have this nagging voice in the back of his head. I'm not safe here. Or these people aren't like me, so let me be on guard because I don't know particularly what could happen. That's what's wrong with the police force. Instead of taking the people who want to make it out of that place, get in the police force, help and become a police officer to go back to that place and help those people that they grew up with and the situations they know go down in there because they grew up there and they know what it's like. They know what they're dealing with. Instead of putting those people there, they take that white suburban dad and put him there. And now we got a whole situation because this man don't know what the fuck he's getting into. And so when he gets in there, he's on high fucking alert. So when something goes down, his first instinct is to protect his fucking life with all he fucking got. And that's that fucking pistol y'all put on him. And so now he's in a situation where he don't fucking know what the fuck is going on. And so, or he don't know how to deal with it. So his first reaction and pull that shit out. But say you take that, a black kid who grew up in that situation, became a police officer, you take that black man and put him in that same situation, he's going to know how to get out of it. One, and then he's going to know how to calm the situation now because he knows the motive behind the person he's dealing with. He knows the high intensity, how shit can go through or what that person might have gone through to get them to that point. One, he can calm this situation now. He can control himself because he's been in that situation. He knows what it's like to live in that situation. And he can even help the person like you're supposed to be doing when you become a police officer. He can probably even become a mentor Help the person change their ways. Help the whole neighborhood change their fucking ways. Like, help the whole neighborhood become better. But instead, y'all put somebody who don't know what the fuck is going on. And so when shit goes down, shit really fucking goes down. And now we got two innocent black kids fucking dead because they were, they maybe had a 3.5 on them, a 3.5 or an ounce of something on them because they were planning, or a zip of something because they were planning on selling that so they can take care of their mom at home, of the bills that their mom got that's piling up or something. Because that's what they gotta do to survive. But that white man, that white suburban man who's never really had a fight or struggle like that, like they had to at their fucking 15-year-old age, he don't know that. He doesn't know shit like that because he's never been a part of shit like that. So when he sees that, he sees two fucking criminals selling illicit drugs on the fucking street. And so he goes over there, tries to arrest them, just grip them up and throw them down because that's what he was fucking trained to do. Instead of the black guy, hey man, what y'all doing? Y'all know y'all not supposed to be having this. You gotta do better. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all a warning, or I'm gonna give y'all a misdemeanor. But we're gonna, we're gonna help you. We're gonna put you in this program, or we're gonna get you this job, or we're gonna help your mom and shit like that. And I'm gonna mentor y'all on how to become better people, get better jobs, interview shit, and shit like that, and help them better their lives instead of just, oh, they're a fucking criminal, throw them on the ground, lock them up. Oh, they're trying to retaliate. I'm at risk of my fucking life. Put 2 in them. Put 60 in them. Like, you feel me? Like, and so that white suburban dad don't realize that's putting fear in the rest of these people. And so, or anger in the rest of these people. So when he comes back around, people don't like him. People are on edge around him. They got fucking shit to protect themselves because what you just showed me is you don't give a fuck about my actual life. You only give a fuck about what they told you. What this racist system that you had to go through told you to do. You don't give a fuck about, why I'm doing this or what the fuck is going on. How I am as an actual person. You seen this little shit on me that you don't even know why I got it on me and made it a judge of my character. And so if you're going to do that to those little boys, now I got to protect myself from you. Or I knew them, so now I fucking hate you because you took my fucking brothers away from me because you don't know what the fuck is going on in our actual fucking lives, man. And so that's where the animosity from police comes from, and that's where the animosity towards the minorities come from for police.
That he became jaded.
Isn't that what being a police officer is?
It's a social service job.
And you're assigned to that district, to that community.
But I think you need to move around so that you get to see other things. You don't become that jaded.
The police, no matter what your race is.
Like, instead of in the police force, they teach them specifically, this is what this was like. This is what most criminals look like. This is what most criminals who do this look like. This is what most criminals who do that look like. They teach them, if you see this, do this. If this happens, do this. Blase, blase, do this, that, and the third. Instead of, okay, so a lot of times with this population of people, they go through this, that, and the third. And so that leads them to do this. And so, which leads this to happen. So when you go around to this area, be cautious, don't act too rationally. Don't do this, that, the third. Just handle the situation in a controlled manner. But no, they don't teach them that. They teach them, this is what this person look like. This is what that person look like. Most people who sell this thing look like this and will retaliate like that, but they only retaliate because of how we treated them and what they seen us do. But blase, we're gonna skip over that. And so when this happens, you do this, you pull out your handcuffs, you pull out your gun, tackle them, beat them up, sit on their neck, shit like that. And it's just like, you're treating these people like animals instead of treating them like humans.
You know, we have to be integrated all together with the community. And it doesn't have to be community.
Instead of taking, I would say, take a person of that demographic and a person who's not from that demographic, put them together as partners, and then put them in that demographic and in that fucking area, so the person who's not of that demographic can look and realize why these people are acting like this, what's going on in this situation, and how am I supposed to handle it versus how they taught me how to handle it. Because I'm currently in a fucking car with somebody who came out of this shit, and so he can teach me what the fuck is really going on and show me how this shit is actually supposed to be done. And then I feel like that could solve a lot of fucking shit, man.
But we all have to understand each other more. I think cultural competency would be very helpful. Like, that's my issue. Whether or not the foundations of the police force was or still was racist, now we can change that, but it starts with cops. Like, at the end of the day, it's the bad police officers that are our issue. Not all police officers, but the bad police officers, we need to vet them out, and the good police officers, we need to, encourage them to be amongst the community.
How do we vet them out?
Exactly.
By making...
Y'all be seeing those? Hold on. Like, let me. Fuck. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
From 32, the America got this address in PSA Q. We received several 911 calls from a cell phone. With the child on the line stands somewhere on the street. Obviously.
Like, this shit, this is how shit should be done.
Oh, yeah? I ain't real good at that.
And this is how you start to create more trust between cops and the fucking community. Have cops actually be in the fucking community and actually interact with the community as actual people. That's how you take away the distrust from cops, and that's how cops take away their fear and anxiousness of certain people. You have them actually be in their fucking community, actually interacting with those people, not as cops and criminals, but as a person to person, as people to people. And then I know plenty of cases like this, of even in schools when it's like teacher and student, but like these people grow so close to, like, these people here can grow so close to this person here that this person here treats them, that they treat this person here as a mentor. I'm sorry for stuttering or getting confused, but they treat him as a mentor, and he helps them out of shit like this, or helps them become better people.
Oh, no. Now you got backup.
And you build relationships between not a criminal and a cop, or a potential criminal and a cop, but as a person of safety, a person of safety, and a community, a person to person.
The police unions accountable, because I feel like that demographic of officers, they're actually making things a lot worse for the other officers that are
But
actually
like you said, James, people don't listen, man.
trying
Absolutely.
to do their job. I think that we need to get some type of real accountability. That I don't think the police should be policing themselves. So when those cops that aren't upholding their oath, they can be properly removed instead of getting all of these passes.
The bad police officers, I hate the term like the bad apple. It's like, no, you're a faulty grenade. Like, you're ruining your whole department reputation. I feel like I was held up to higher
I'll be right
standards
back.
working at Whole Foods sometimes.
Just
I got
watch
three chances.
Watch the video.
Out. But like, Derek had so many
17 reports before George
17
Floyd.
reports. It's like, get him out of there. What are you guys doing?
Do you think police officers, and I genuinely am curious, do you think they should get paid more?
I think police officers should get paid more. I also think police officers should do less. Why do I get sent to all of the mental health cases? Why do I get sent to all of these things? Now, I'll tell you why I get sent to them, is because we'll stop sending the police there, and then something horrible and tragic is going to happen, and they're going to say, why didn't we have a cop there?
Do you think we need to have different divisions like mental health and just other, or maybe even specific police that are just for the schools? Like, do you think that that would help with a lot of the issues?
No. We do have specialized police officers in certain things, but if we keep specializing and we get so compartmentalized that I can't go, I'm right across the street from you when you're screaming for help. Yeah, that's not what I do. Got to go find the guy that deals with screaming women or whatever it is. My name is Jimmy, and I am a retired police officer. I'm not going to tell you that there are no racists on the police department.
I'm back.
I don't think blacks were historically treated fairly under the law. I think that we have made great progress, great strides. I think we have to continue to get better, but I also think we probably see racism to this day in places where it maybe isn't.
I've been getting paid $1,000
Who
a
the
month.
fuck is this bitch, man?
Just from this app on my phone. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's called
Where-
Audible. Okay, so I'm gonna show you right here.
Where the fuck did my nigga James go? Man. Where the fuck my nigga James went? I mean Jimmy. His name was Jimmy, right?
I have a chat.
Who the fuck is this bitch, man? Yeah. He was kind of spitting. There are racists in the police force, but a lot of times people do try to place racism where racism isn't always acts. But that's again me going back to that we like to play the victim card. Sometimes it's not always okay to play the victim because we're not always the victim. But yeah.
Sometimes wish I was a different race.
I don't wish I was a different race. I'm good with being a black person. I am happy with being a black person. When I was a kid, I thought it would be so cool to be white. Like when I was a kid, I didn't necessarily understand the benefits of being a black person. So yeah, I saw this shit going on and I was like, damn, I wish. Cause also when I was a kid, till I was really about 9 years old, I stayed in a majority white place. I still stayed in the hood where it was a lot of black people, but when I would get up and go to school or go into the city or something, that's what I saw. I saw predominantly white people. And now that as time went on, I look back on it, a lot of the people good bit were racist. And a lot of times, like I have a picture on my mirror right now of me being the only black kid in a class. So that's what I was surrounded around. That's who I liked. That's who I was friends with. But when I got home, it would just be straight black people. And I had two different perceptions on it. And then when I moved to a predominantly black area. Still, again, I moved to another hood. But then again, that's when my perception started to change a lot more. That's where I really started to see shit clearer. And I'm happy who I am. But my eyes weren't so clear as a child. Yeah, I was mad confused by why do I look different from everyone else around me when I'm at school? Or why do I look different for when me and my mom go to Walmart? That we look so different from everyone else. Why is and then when I come home, everyone else looks like me, but acts way different than what I'm used to them acting like. And so I really wished I was the other race at that time. I did. I really did. As a fucking, because you know we really don't come into our conscience. We don't come into our body until we're like 4 or 5. You know that meme where I think we all experienced it, where we're just sitting there and then boom, we're conscious now. We start having real memories and shit. But from that age of probably about 4 to 5, 4 to 9, I shouldn't be like 4 to 8, 4 to 9. I shouldn't be questioning why do I look so different from these other people, and why am I not okay with what I am, and why do I want to be that other person? Why do I want to be that other race? I shouldn't be thinking like that as a 8 or 9-year-old. But as time went on, I would start to realize the benefits of my skin tone, the benefits of the people I was hanging around, and also why I didn't want to be that race, but why I was okay being with that race. Why I liked why as a kid I wanted to be that race, but also now that I'm okay with hanging around them, doing all this, that, and the third, but also I see the problem with not only that race, but what I'm going through and what the people I'm around. But shit, man. Hey, that's life, bro. Chop it up to life, bro. And it's crazy because a lot of people even older than me. I'm only 19, bro. I'm still in, maybe depending on when I die, the first few parts of my life. And I'm thinking way ahead of people in their 30s and 40s, man. I see everybody as a human and not based on their skin tone, but also I see everything that comes with that skin tone of that certain person, and the struggles and the struggles and benefits of all of them. Yeah, having white friends have benefits of that, but also knowing who you are and accepting who you are and what comes with it has its benefits too. Having people around you that are the same as you has its benefits. Having people around you that are different from you has its benefits. It has its downsides on both sides. But you got to look at the benefits of it. And it's crazy because, like I said, I'm thinking way ahead of people who are in their 30s and 40s, man. They don't even understand this shit. I'm only in the beginning of my life. To whenever I fucking, based on whenever I fucking, kaput, delete from this fucking word when I'm erased. And I'm thinking way ahead of people. Because it comes with maturity. And it comes with ditching all the beliefs and shit that was taught to you as a kid. And the beliefs of the people around you. And thinking for yourself. That's why I don't care. I don't care when some people say they aren't Christian. I don't care when people say they are Christian. Or they're all Muslim. Or they're Jewish. Or they believe in Buddhism. Because me, myself, I did my own research. I have my own faith. I am a Christian. I believe in God and Jesus and all that. But you have a different experience in life. You have different beliefs. And that's okay. Because in the end, we're all humans. Just because this, that, and the third doesn't make you less of a human than me. That's why I don't like when people that believe in the same thing as me try to downplay other people or hate on other people for a certain thing. Because, and then people still hold on to what their great granddaddy, great grandma believed back in the 1890s. Wait, there are a couple white people that still believe that black people are inferior to them. Instead of doing that research or going out and actually being with people, other people, and seeing other people's experiences or lives or something like that, they're stuck on what their fucking great granddaddy ugly ass was fucking doing. Like, you're stuck on the fucking slave master, nigga. If we thought like that, we wouldn't have never advanced as people. If everyone was on that, you wouldn't have that fucking brand new fucking F-150 out there in your fucking yard. You wouldn't have that iPhone 13. Because if we still thought like that, nigga, we would still be scratching shit on rocks, nigga. We would still we wouldn't even be talking like this. We wouldn't even have our own dialects and slang and shit. We'd be like fucking cavemen, nigga. So stop believing. Sometimes just think for your fucking self. But hey, niggas are weird. I don't know about you, but people in 30s where I'm at, they're like, yes, nigga, those niggas are slow as shit, man. Niggas in their 30s or 40s are fucking dumb as fucking 5-year-olds, bro. And it's weird.
I'd say not so much these days, but definitely 100% when I was a kid, I wish I was white.
See,
I grew up.
The same thing I just said. She literally, girl, this girl is spitting. This girl is spitting. Like, nigga, I just said this shit. I just fucking said this shit, man.
With my white mom, I didn't see my black side of my family after a certain point. I grew up in a small town. I was often the only student of color, definitely the only black kid. And
I just said I was the only black kid. Did I not just say I was the only black kid in my fucking class, bro? Oh my god. You want to see the picture? I get the picture. Hold on. Let me see. So when I say I was the only black kid in this fucking class, I was the only black kid in this class. There's like one Asian, there's one Asian, one Hispanic, and one Indian or Middle Eastern person, and then me, and then everybody else is white. Like, I'm so serious. Shit, man. Like, I'm right here. I'm right here. Towards the bottom. I'm at the bottom, literally. But like I said, the most people around me were white. And then I moved, and it felt like I moved to a whole new planet. Because everywhere I looked, there were black people, a couple Hispanics. I didn't see too many Asians. I haven't seen too many Asians where I'm at. But and then there were like a couple white people sprinkled in every couple 50 people there was a white person. But you see what I mean? Like, it's a whole different planet. And the confidence you have to be the only black kid, like you said, the confidence you gotta have to be the only black kid in that fucking ocean of fucking white people is crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, looking back on it, I did get treated differently. A couple times I was treated differently. And then I moved here, and it's crazy because I'm thinking like on the level of a white person now. I get treated differently here, but I get molded more into what I'm supposed to be than back then. But now I have the knowledge of both. I have the knowledge of both on my side. And so I don't think of it anymore as a race versus race thing. I think of it as just human shit. I know how to code switch. I know how to act like one of them. And I know how to act like my brothers and sisters. I know it's accepted over there. I know it's accepted over here. I can make friends with anybody. But that's not because of a race thing. That's because I think on shit of a human level. But I don't think people think about that shit no more of, how about instead of trying to make it a good experience for one group of people, let's make it a good experience on this earth for all humans. People don't think like that. And it's sad. It's really fucking sad once you think about it.
I had this kinky hair, I couldn't figure out how to work with it, and everybody also would call me an Oreo. It was always just being othered. And so being a kid, you just want to fit in. And for me, I wanted to be.
But if you think I'm not finna make some racist ass jokes sometimes, I will. I will call my black brother a porch monkey. And I will call my white friend slave master. Because it's joking off of trauma. At that point, it's joking off of trauma. I even make racist jokes towards myself. Like, say I need a cotton swab. Like, I need a cotton ball to dip it in something, or like I got a cut or something. I'm gonna make a joke about me picking cotton. It's Nate. I'm a guy who makes jokes out of everything. I'm a guy who tries to lighten the situation of everything and make everything funny. So if I find myself climbing a ladder or next to a tree or something, I'm gonna call myself a monkey, nigga. The fuck? Huh, James? Damn. Picky ass, greedy ass nigga.
White. I just wanted to look like my mom, wanted the nice straight hair, and I just wanted to feel like included.
Yeah, I remember in elementary school, I was thinking, no man is ever gonna like me because I freaking look like this. And I just remember hating my hair because as soon as puberty hit, it was just, it just blew up, and people kept on asking, do you even need a pillow to sleep at night? I'm like, I can't stand these questions. I can't do this. I'm Jordan, and I am biracial. I think being biracial is definitely like living in the in-between, because culturally, yes, I grew up white and I completely know that. Like, I was raised by my white mother, but then there's also a part where race is perceived, and it's what people put on you and how they respond to you. in your everyday life.
It's so interesting because I grew up in predominantly non-Black communities.
Exactly.
And for some reason, still like being the minority at home in the family, as well as in school and in the world, I was always so proud to be Black. I actually really yearned to be around other Black people. So thankfully in college, that was an experience where even though we made up a small...
And now in college, when I go back on campus, it's crazy because that's a third world again of where, yeah, it's a lot of Black people because we're in the South, we're in Georgia. But also, it's a lot of every other race. Like, I haven't seen a lot of every other race like I have when I got on campus, on college campus. And the college I go to is not an HBCU. Hey, James. Hey, chill. The college I go to is not an HBCU, but it's predominantly Black. But also, I kind of like that is not just Black people. It's a lot of everyone. You know, there's a majority of people, that's certain people, but it's a lot of everyone. So you can have a lot of different experiences and see a lot of different people in that one place. I think having different experiences with different people is essential to becoming a stand-up human being, a great human being.
Community, I was still able to, okay, this is like people look like me.
I was in the military for 6 years, and I was usually the only Jew in my battalion. And I think that isolation produced a sort of pride and understanding of who I am and where I come from. So
I have never wanted to be anything different than what I was, but that's because I really never thought about it. And to your all's point, maybe, I don't know, but maybe people treated you that way because there is this sense of wanting something that I haven't ever had before.
Jimmy!
I'd love to have a Lamborghini. You know what I mean? It's different than any other car I've ever had. It's different than what I grew up with.
I think personally for me, I was actually adopted by white parents in a very diverse family. I think 6 out of the 8 of us are all adopted, all different races. I kind of have my own story apart from everyone else. And the same for everyone else that was adopted in my family. They have their own story. I always had pride in it, but at the same time, my parents are my parents no matter the color of their skin. It's the people who raised me, and they raised me just not looking through the lens of race, and that's what I've always done. And
I feel like dude got the best experience. Because, yeah, people probably look at his family different because they're all different kinds of people. But him as a person, he has those different experiences with different people and different cultures in his one family. And I feel like hey, it's not bad.
And I never wanted to change my race at all. I'm Joshua, and I'm Black. I've never experienced racism. I've experienced stuff from people from my own race. I grew up in a white family by white parents. I was constantly called whitewashed. It upset me, but I didn't let it get to me. Being Black in America, to me.
That's another thing. Nigga, you're mad because the nigga that looks like you wasn't raised like you, bro. And so you're going to get mad at him? He has a different experience than you, and he's different from you, so I can't hate. I don't want to say I hate, but I can't stand. I'm sorry. I can't stand niggas like that, bro. Just because somebody's different from you, you shit on them. Fuck on my face, bro. Get the fuck out my face. Because instead of sharing your experience with him and showing him the culture, or asking him what that experience is like, and getting informed on that culture so you can have a more diverse human experience, you shit on him for being different, and I can't stand niggas like that. Like, you're mad because I have something different from you, but instead of, hey, what's that like? Or, hey, do you know about this? Let me teach you something. Let me tell you something. And just becoming close because y'all have different experiences and y'all can teach one another and shit. You get mad at him for, one, not being able to control his own experience as a kid, because your experience is controlled by the life around you and the people around you as a kid, like parents and others. But you get mad at him for not being able to control that experience because it's not the same as yours. Like, why do you want every nigga to be like you, bro? Because personally, I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be like me, nigga. So why do you want every other nigga to be like you? Or why do you want to be like every other nigga? That's some insecurity type shit. There's something insecure about you.
He is just being an American in America, just like any other person.
If you Who the fuck is this nigga? Get this fucking white nigga off my screen. It's a joke, people. Goddamn.
White privilege exists.
White privilege does exist. Everybody better walk the fuck out.
I mean, America
Fuck you,
was
James.
founded by white people, for white people at the time. All the institutions were designed to benefit white people. So, I mean, of course, white privilege lingers into society today. You can't deny that.
Where I would argue with you just a little bit is I think we throw out the term white privilege far too often for things that aren't necessarily white privilege.
I've got
Okay. I agree with both of them. Because yes, America was built for white people. When they say home of the brave, land of the free, they meant free white males. Free white Christian males. And then on his side, yes. I mean, hold on. Back to her side, yeah. Even though we got past that, it still plays a part in our society. It still plays a part in our system and the opportunities people are given. But also to him, a lot of times, a couple times, I can testify that the term white privilege is thrown out for a couple shit that isn't necessarily white privilege. Sometimes when people say white privilege, a lot of times, it was just because that nigga worked harder than you. Or that nigga networked better and talk to people better than you. That nigga played his part better than you. I get that come with this skin color. A lot of times the cards you are dealt at birth are not a favorable hand, and he gets a better hand. But still, you can find a way to work with that hand. You can find a way to play those cards. You might have to look at shit different and think of different strategies, but you will find a way. He found a way to play his cards. You didn't. You didn't work hard. Sometimes he did. And yes, a lot of times there are opportunities he's given over you just because he's white. I'm not going to take that away. But other times, you just didn't work hard. Or he just made something better. But hey, niggas gonna see this and be on my ass about it, bro. Watch this shit.
Agree with you completely on that one. I think there's generational white privilege for sure, but I think now it's almost used as a reason
Scapegoat
to not try as hard. If we stop doing that, just really like work for it and not.
I just said that shit, nigga. Excuse. It's used as a scapegoat for people not to work as hard.
Then we could really get somewhere in the black community.
I would respectfully disagree. All of that is true to an extent. Like, I graduated university during the pandemic, the height of it. I went abroad for university. I got 2 degrees. I graduated with honors. Learned to speak 2 languages. Should have been able to get a job right away, right? No. It took me 9 months before I was able to get a job. Had to go completely outside of my field. But then when I looked at all of my white colleagues who were in my program, all of them were hired immediately.
I need to introduce you to my daughter. She's white. Took her a long time.
And I'm not saying that. I'm saying
and
just...
she didn't get her job in what her degree is in either.
I respect that, but my point is saying, me comparing myself to the white students who were directly in my position, they're successful, I'm not.
This country was founded upon white people coming and then putting in act Jim Crow and other laws saying that if you are not white, you are genetically inferior. You are not even a person. And some of those laws are still, and those systems are still in place today. 2 things can be true. You can have had a very hard time. Privilege is not...
Again, we're not saying that. We're not saying that that doesn't play a thing in the fucking shit. But a lot of times, no, not a lot of times, but a couple times, there are instances where you're saying white privilege where there isn't white privilege. There's just a person that was willing to work harder and do more shit than you. But I fully agree. White privilege exists. The systematic laws from Jim Crow and the even shit from before then, that shit is still in the fucking system. It still plays a fucking role. Yes, it fucking does. But there are a few times where people just use white privilege as a scapegoat.
Not just limited to white people, but to say white privilege doesn't exist from a historical context, to me, is respectfully absurd.
Something that I learned about recently is...
Bro. Literally, nobody up here said white privilege didn't exist. She's spitting facts, but it's to her own agenda. My man Jimmy, he didn't say white privilege didn't exist. My man Jimmy literally just said that sometimes the term white privilege is thrown out where there isn't white privilege. That's all he's saying. Nobody up here denied that white privilege exists.
The privilege that exists in the medical field, specifically relating to the birthing process in giving epidurals. There was a study that's recently, or was debunked, that said that Black people have a higher tolerance for pain which then has been falsely used by people who help support births in being hesitant to provide the epidurals for Black women giving birth. A lot of women die in childbirth. I don't know the exact statistics. So
3 times more likely Black women are to die.
Thank you. The fact that I will be taken seriously, more seriously than a Black woman in my place if I should be giving birth at some point, I see that as just an absolute privilege.
See, even she says that white privilege exists. So where the fuck did she get the fucking bright idea to say that to sit here and deny white privilege doesn't exist is absurd? Because nobody in that fucking circle said white privilege didn't exist. I'm just saying, it might seem like I'm being an Uncle Tom. No, I'm looking at shit from I'm just looking at shit from a logical standpoint, not a racial standpoint or this person over this person standpoint. I'm looking at, okay, what the fuck are you saying? Okay, makes sense. What the fuck are you saying? Okay, makes sense. What the fuck are you saying? That's not to the fucking topic. Please rethink what the fuck you're saying, and then come up with something that's to the fucking topic, and then we might hear you out. Okay.
My name is Bryn, and I just graduated, and I'm currently gaining hours to becoming a licensed therapist. As a therapist in school, we were taught to approach things with what's called cultural humility. Cultural humility is being curious, and instead of trying to have all the answers, working collaboratively with the client to kind of understand where they're coming from.
I have been fetishized for my race.
A lot of Black people do get fetishized. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, the standard one. Oh, you're pretty for a Black girl. I'm like, that's not a compliment. That's so weird to say. And like one of the go-to pickup lines for men, they're like, oh my God, what are you? I'm like, this is not cute. I'm tired of having this conversation. This is lame. Yes, I know I have green eyes, hazel eyes. Like, let's move on.
I think Black women in particular are just extremely sexualized and fetishized. Every day I go out, I'm making sure that my outfit is, okay, because I don't want to draw certain attention. The way I wear my hair, if it's in an afro, if it's in puffs, if it's in braids, I'm going to get treated differently. Every single day something happens.
So there's a form of positive anti-Semitism where Jews are perceived as like being put together, coming from money, being doctors, lawyers, and women are attracted to those sort of things. And then also too, like, all Jewish men are circumcised. Some women have that preference. So I've definitely experienced
I just feel like
but
it's not even a Jewish thing, bro. It's not even a Jewish or religious thing. I just feel like every nigga should be circumcised. This shit might sound weird. Pause. I'm just gonna put a whole pause in this whole thing. But every nigga should be circumcised, bro. Because have y'all seen that shit uncircumcised? Have y'all seen that fucking covered up fucking worm, nigga? Nigga! That shit is disgusting. Nigga, that shit just seems unsanitary. And how the fuck do you clean that shit? You gotta peel that fucking shit back like a fucking push pop, nigga. You gotta push dick, nigga. The fuck? Like I said, pause on this whole shit. Pause on everything. But still, like, you gotta pull that shit. You literally have to pull the fucking skin back and then clean that shit, bro. Fuck no. And then what if you don't clean it? You collecting all that dirt and grime on your dick, bro. Oh my God. I almost threw up for real. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like it's a sort of subtle, trivial thing. Like, it never really bothered me. But it's occurred nonetheless.
Yeah, I've had experiences in high school, college. People ask me to stop me, mainly women.
My mother is calling me. Hello.
What you doing?
Streaming.
Streaming?
Yes.
Streaming what?
Streaming as in, like, you know, online.
Oh. I need one of them.
You need one of what?
Just want to edit something.
Yes.
Alright. I'll be home in a little bit. I'm trying to wait for it to start raining.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Bye.
Parents, man. I'm gonna set fireworks off in the house like Speed.
Like, oh, are you Egyptian? Or are you black in this or black in that? There's always something. It's always black in something else. And I, let them know what I am, and they're like, oh, that's exotic or something crazy. My name is Dino, and I am biracial.
Dino.
I don't want people.
You're a fucking dinosaur now. What the fuck? Stop it. Fucking lightning and thundering outside. James, don't be weird, James. Don't be weird, James. Don't be weird. It's thundering and lightning outside. But Dino, his name, he's a dinosaur now. I'm calling him Dinosaur.
To think that I'm like split between being black or white. I acknowledge that I'm mixed and I'm biracial, but for the most part growing up, I was always considered black. I consider myself black, my family did as well. So I don't think we should live in a colorblind society, but I also don't think we should stay stuck and feel like we can't move forward and still thrive and accomplish things because of our
he
skin
is
color
black.
and where we live in America.
He's also whatever the other race. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck these random niggas be popping up on my stream, G? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I need that damn affiliate so I can use that towards fucking YouTube Premium.
I would just have a question for everyone who stepped forward. I'm just curious how that's like. What's it like?
Exhausting.
It sounds exhausting.
Yeah, I think black women historically
Ellie,
have.
see, she's a good person. Close up time already. Y'all like seeing this face anyways. But this white girl behind chat. You know what? Should I move chat? I feel like I should move the chat. Where would chat even go? To say like not be in the way. Just had to minimize y'all niggas for a second. But yeah, okay. She's a good person, like, cause she's asking the questions. She wants to get to know the experience, but also tell you about her experience. That's how you get a good human experience. That's how you go about being good people while still having different cultures than everybody. You ask them about their experiences and their culture, and then when they ask you, you teach them about yours. That's how we get rid of all this anxious shit, this fear, this hate towards each other. That's just how we come together as humans, bro. That's how we come together as humans in the human experience.
Have a really interesting relationship with desirability. Culturally, it seems as we're not desired. And then when we are, we're being fetishized. So it's like, okay, we're usually not desired, but now we are. Am I supposed to lean into this fetishization?
I think just being a woman, we deal with certain things every day. Specifically being a black woman, being fetishized, it's interesting because especially in my industry, because I'm there to work and be professional, I'm just super professional and I don't give any attention to that at all, that kind of energy, then I'm an angry black woman. So
angry black bitch.
I think that it's just really
you can't win.
It does feel like that. So yeah, that you can't win sometimes.
Yeah, and there's also a flip side.
That was a joke. The whole thing was a fucking joke, okay? I do not call women bitches seriously. It was a fucking joke. I just wanted to make the fucking joke. Damn. It's a whole ass joke, man. a whole ass joke. It's a joke. A Joke.
It's like, for me specifically, I'm light skinned amongst majority dark skinned people, and people deem me or deem other light skinned people as a certain way, as either weaker or less than, or just like, okay, you're lighter than, so we're going to be so pro-black that we're never going to, consider you as one of us, you're just other.
Well, that like touches just on beauty standards in the Black community, and that's colorism. Like, I've even been told, you're beautiful, you're not Black. It's just like these little things.
Or you must be mixed with something,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. My name's Christina, and I'm biracial. I have been fetishized for the
Colorism is crazy to me.
on both sides.
Because how we gonna fight against racism, but then you treat me differently because my skin look different, just because my skin a little lighter or a little darker than yours, man. But you gonna fight against the white man because the white man was racist at one point. But you're doing the same thing just amongst your own people.
Black men will be really into me because I'm light skinned, or other men who are not Black might be into me because I am that Black girl, but maybe I'm not too Black, and that for whatever reason is appealing. Being deemed as exotic or something other is just very problematic, and that plays into a lot of issues of colorism within the Black community at large.
We need reparations for the Black community.
How y'all feel? How y'all feel, chat? How y'all feel? Y'all feel we need reparations? Do we need reparations? I want to see what y'all got to say. Do we need reparations? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we could use reparations because from generation to generation, we've been constantly put down, and like it's been made hard for us to get even like find a good financial status as a Black person, just being born as a Black person. Then again, it's also a thing of, am I really worthy? Do I really deserve to get financial compensation for the shit my great grandmother went through? And which, like, I get it, yeah, we deserve financial compensation for constantly being put down and these opportunities being taken away from us just because we are Black. But when people talk about reparations, a lot of times I feel like people are talking about the slavery people went through like 400 years ago. Like, I didn't go through that. So do I necessarily need something for that? But then again, I feel like I do need something because when I go out into this real world right now, as it is right now, there are still things in place to keep me from coming up as a Black man, as a successful Black man, So I say yeah, but then no, I say yeah. I definitely say yeah. But also there is this like part in the back of my head like, well, maybe. But
I don't think people need like individualized like paychecks. Like I don't think that's gonna like work. But I think pouring funds into communities who could really use it, building jobs there, more education there, like more opportunities would do so much. Like that's how I see it should be.
Anytime that Black communities in the U.S. tried to, pull themselves up by the bootstraps, they were attacked. Like, I think it was in Tulsa, they bombed the city.
Black Wall Street.
It was completely destroyed. So again, something needs to be done.
When the Civil War ended, there was a representative from Ohio, I can't remember his name, but he was a radical Republican and advocated for the phrase 40 acres and a mule for every emancipated slave. So there was supposed to be reparations. and there never was.
I feel like
I
we
think
should get that
especially
40
Jewish
acres in the mule, though.
Jews receive
But like instead of 40 acres in the mule, it's 40 acres in the Hellcat. Give me 40 acres in the SRT. Nigga. 40 acres in the Mozzie.
For the Holocaust and are still receiving them. And in my mind, there's no amount of money that will ever undo the wrong of the Holocaust. So that you could, all the money in the world will never make it right. But I think the idea and principle of reparations is good. Logistically, I don't know how it would happen.
Yeah, logistically? God damn, get this fucking old ass nigga off my fucking screen. Yeah, Joe, I'm talking about you. Nigga, I feel like we should get something. There should be, I don't know exactly how logistically we would do it, but hey, it is what it is.
I just wanted to say the reason I stayed back was because I wasn't entirely sure what was meant by reparations, but your example of the Holocaust, I would say that I agree.
Similar reason, when I think of reparations, I think of something similar to a stimulus check. My worry is, with the lack of financial literacy, will we actually make strides? That's
exactly.
So I would love the idea of investing money into programs in underserved communities, something like that. But I do have a fear that even if we did have the money, without that generational knowledge of how to take care of our finances, that it would just deplete and defeat the purpose.
But even if that were to happen, though, I still think that would still be the right step. We'll give these people the funds or whatever. We'll give them our promise, and if they float or sink or whatever, that's on them. At least, we as a country took the right step.
I'm all for money going to the community. I am for that because the communities right now are the way they are because of things in the past. But to give out checks to individual people, there's a difference between learning from the past and then still getting caught up in the past. I mean, if I had a time machine, I could go back in time and be like, hey, you never gave us the 40 acres and a mule. I would be all for that, and I would get on that for the people who were affected and actually went through slavery. But in today's age, no one's experienced it and gone through it. Yes, the communities are taking hit by that, but so I mean, I've never.
You don't think your ancestors experienced slavery?
I think they do, but I haven't. I've never been in it, so why should I get a check from somebody else who never put it? You should be going way back.
So what about the people who are the descendants of the slave owners, who are still reaping the financial benefits of your ancestors who slaved in those fields for literally generation after generation? You don't think that during that time your great-grandfather could have been building a business that could be flourishing by now, and you would have a multi-million-dollar franchise as they do off the backs of others? You don't think that deserves some rectification for you in the present time?
To be honest, no, because it's something that happened in the past. Again, I haven't experienced it. I'm doing fine right now. I'm doing fine, and I'm not going to be all upset over somebody else's ancestors who I don't even know who enslaved my ancestors. I don't need it. I have no reason to have it.
So for me personally, I'm not upset about it, but I do feel my grandfather, on his side, they were the first family in the state of Texas to actually file for reparations. And for me, I'm succeeding in spite of that. But to this gentleman's point, when the government says, hey, we're gonna do a thing, obviously the government in itself saw the weight in the air of the wrong, just as the German government did. I think if I want to buy 90 gold chains, that's my business. I think it would be unfortunate, but I think that if I'm entitled to something, I think it should be in the same fashion that the people of Jewish descent got it. I think it should be in the same fashion that the people that are Japanese descent got it. So you might think it doesn't affect you, but overall, I think that we have been greatly impacted by slavery, even up to current. I just choose not to focus on it nonstop so it doesn't become something that holds me back. But I definitely think it's something that we're entitled to.
Great, guys.
And that's the end of that fucking video, man.
Thank you.
That was a long ass video. but you know, we were kind of the cause of it because of the pauses and shit, and we were talking, like, we were heavily talking throughout it. But you know, that's the point of that type of video, to draw a discussion. But how do you feel about that video? Y'all got any extra thoughts or something? Honestly, man, I feel like it's just about seeing everything from everybody's point of view and trying to understand everyone while also understanding and trying to get people to understand your point of view. And just like trying to be better humans as a whole, man. I feel like we should all just try to be better humans as a whole. That's the only way we're going to change the world. That's how we're going to change the world. If we all just look at our flaws, but also look at our benefits and our successes. That's how we're going to change the world. I think it's crazy how old girl came in. She definitely came in with an agenda. She had specific shit that she wanted to talk about specifically. Which, like, I'm okay with that. But also, you gotta keep to the topic, man. You have to keep to the topic. Because a lot of shit, while true, was not to the topic, so it was failing as a point. It was very much failing as a point. Like that when the dude was talking about how he's a cop and he stopped somebody for a ticket. Failing. She failed for a point. And saying white people don't go through racism, that was a failure of a point. I feel like she would have did way better if she stuck to the actual topic. But, oh, God. Oh. We've been streaming for 3 hours 30, I think. I think that's where we kind of cut it. I think that's might be where we cut it. We need a room tour. This room is fucking small as shit. And there's kind of a little, there's not shit everywhere, but it's not necessarily in its best state. Then y'all will have to see like this ghetto ass setup I got. Fuck it. Y'all were on a room tour. So got my camera. So yeah. Posters. Okay, so that's my mirror place. On my mirror dresser. Shit. My camera is literally connected to my laptop. So I got a couple posters over there. Georgia Bulldog poster. Fuck. This is weird. John Cena poster. Right next to it, my hero poster. My diploma from high school, because I graduated in 21. The mirror. I got some shit on the, like, as decorations on the fucking mirror. Trust me, when I get to fucking college, shit's gonna be way better. Shit. Okay, so I got a couple hats, pictures. Power Ranger Morpher. more hats and a couple Funko Pops, shit like that. Got some more posters and the LED lights and shit. That's basically it. And then the bed is in the corner and shit. Fucking queen size bed is, you know, that's where, you know, the business go on. When I say business, I mean fucking sleep, nigga. The fuck? Get out your fucking head, man. Hold on. I got a sword on the wall. I think y'all seen that before. I showed. Well, it was like way before, like early string when I first got in my room back home in like May. Yeah. Got that sword. Got a fucking lightsaber. I got this is my favorite pillow because it's my only pillow, but it's a fake Takashi Murakami pillow. Let's see the fucking sword. Y'all want to see the sword that bad? Lightsaber. It's a fucking cheap lightsaber, but it's a lightsaber. This is Genji's sword from Overwatch. The red and white colorway. It's not sharpened, but it is real. Hopefully Switch don't take me down for that. The sword fell when I put it up. Oh, fuck. Man, some bullshit. My scabbard, my sheath, it cracked. It was already cracked because it fell one time, but this time it fucking big ass fucking hole. Bro, look at this shit. Oh my fucking gosh, man. Fuck. No, nigga. Stay up here, bro. There we go. Now it just looks stupid. Fuck, man. Now it looks fucking dumb. I got a fucking plastic kunai, bro. Oh my fucking gosh, bro. I want to fucking cry. I got a couple kits over here. Couple shoes. The Oreo 5s. Some old Pure Money 4s. Some old Air Force 1s. Some low top court purple ones, not court money, court purple ones. Another low top Air Jordan 1. I have a couple more shoes over here. I just don't wear them like at all anymore because like it's just they don't look right with some of the fits, so I've like taken them out. These Air Max 270s, I use them as workout shoes. I got some some mid top bread ones downstairs. These are my new cops. I just copped them like 2 days ago. These high top retro ones. I put the pink laces on them. They're white, black, and gray. Yeah, that's mainly the most interesting shit I have in my room. My setup. You guys want to see my setup? That's the laptop I'll be streaming off of. And I literally just look at my TV as my other display. Hey, look at you guys. Look at yourselves, niggas. Fucking weird ass niggas. You need them, nigga. Huh? You ain't getting them off me, nigga. That's just me being real. You're not getting them off me. Look at my fucking sword, man. It's all missing a whole ass chunk out the sheath, man. Oh, that hurts my heart, bro. But it is only a $40 sword. I bought it for $40 off eBay. But I'll get a new sword one day, anyways. I've been planning on one day, maybe next year, getting a new sword or something. So yeah, that's the room tour. Like I said, posters, you already peeped. Spider-Man poster. Attack on Titan poster. Pokemon Gen 1 poster. And Baby Yoda. Do you like what, man? Do you like what? I ain't do you wrong, not one time. As many times you've been on my dick, I ain't did you wrong. It's just those, I'm keeping those for myself, nigga. I had to put those aside at work for that shit. Like, I had to take them out from the boxes we were going to sell, put them aside at work, keep them there. I had to wait like 2 weeks to get them, till I got the funds to get them. But I got them now. Them shits are mine. But yeah, that's slide it here. Fuck no, nigga, fuck no. You're not getting them, nigga. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm gonna try to stream more consistently. I say that every fucking time, but it's kind of hard now because I do actually have a job. So for this little bit that I'm here and at home until I go back to college campus. So yeah, I be tired sometimes after a day of work, so I just go to sleep. Or sometimes I get the closing shift, so I don't get off till maybe 9:30, and then I go to sleep. And then some days they'll ask me to get off at 9:30, but go back to work at 9:30 in the morning. But I do think about like maybe I should just stream till probably 2:00. But sometimes I be tired, and then I gotta come home, eat, take a shower, get shit ready for the next day, shit like that. But I'm trying to stream more consistently. I can't necessarily make a schedule because they schedule me weirdly. Sometimes they put me on the opening shift for like opening until midday, or sometimes they put me on closing shift from like midday to closing at night. I know one day they put me on the opening shift, so I got there at 9:30, and then we didn't have that many people at work that day. So they asked, like, they were trying to see who's gonna close. So I said I would close because, one, they didn't have that many people. Two, it would add more hours for me, and I get paid by the hour. So if I get more hours, like, that's just more pay. So I just like, fuck it, and it ended up being a 12-hour fucking shift. Man, I gotta pop off somehow. I gotta either fucking do some shit with this, or acting, or filmmaking, or something. I can't do a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. And that's okay if there's a person out there that wants to do a 9 to 5 and you're seeing this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. It's not. But hey, that's if I don't stream, that's probably why. Also, I've been dealing with shit, in your head. It's some shit up here, like, trying to get myself straight. So yeah, if I don't stream, probably the reasons. But I'm trying to stream more consistently. I say that all the time, but shit. But hey, y'all know when my face pops up, when you get that notification, you know what time we on. We're here to have some fun. We're here to vibe. Just be a fucking good ass community and shit. If we even are a community, or hopefully one day in the future we have a community or some shit. But hey, if you came to the stream, I love you. I appreciate you, James, my homeboy. James has been a real nigga since he fucking first came in here, like middle of the summer. But hey, like I said, I love you. If you ever need me, my socials, you got them. I'll try to stream more often. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. I don't know necessarily when I'll be able to post these on YouTube, like the clips and shit. I'll try to do it at some point this week, hopefully. But I love you. Take care. Peace.